So this is some of my He-Man collection of the re-releases, the new for 20, 21, and 22s. Kind of starting to overtake my house here. Got some over here, some over here, and then some in the spare room over there. I do have a room dedicated just for toys upstairs, but I like to have these on display. I really like the way that they remade these. The packaging and everything looks, true to the original. Kind of sucks that Super 7 came out kind of around the same time, because I think if these wouldn't have came out, I would have been interested in the Super 7s. But since these came out, I just kind of passed on Super 7. So we have these kind of in order here by year. New for 20 means 2020. I got into these late. At the end of 2021, I started collecting. So I had a backlog, some of these. So figures like Scare Glow, I had to pay a little bit more for. I think I paid $25 for Scare Glow. Same for Man at Arms. A lot of these figures are really hard to find. And I try to get a mint. I'm trying to have like all mint collection of these ones. So for me, it's harder to get some of these. I got lucky here on Webster. My suggestion is check Target first. There's 3 main places that sell these: Target, Meijer, and Walmart. Target, you have more of a chance of finding older figures, and they might only be like one. I've only seen Webster in store once, and I bought them immediately. I only seen Stinker once, but unfortunately he had a box cutter cut in the corner, so I figured I would just leave it and let somebody else get it. Figures like Hordak, I had to buy him from like a toy store, like a vintage toy store, so I had to pay a little bit more. Like I paid $25 for him. Today I just got Evil Lynn, and I paid $20 for her, which isn't too bad. You see a lot of the other Evil Lynns. So the difference between this Evil Lynn and this Evil Lynn, you'll notice this one has a sticker on it. And when I first started collecting these, I didn't really realize why. The reason why she has the sticker on this is because this is kind of like a mock-up, a replica of the 2022 or 200X, usually people call them, the red He-Man ones that came out about 2002, 2003. So they made 2 versions of this. This one's a little bit harder to get because this is Wave 1 Evil Lynn, but currently I see a lot of these Evil Lynns at stores. So I'll tell you a few tips. There's not tips, but some tips and some information. So another difference, there's 3 different packaging for these figures. There's one for, I believe, South America, like Brazil, and theirs is kind of a lot different. They have an extra writing here, and I think it's in Spanish. I'm not sure. I'd have to relook. But they have, the names are in Spanish, and then they have an extra little name at the top there, or it's underneath. I can't remember, but you'll know their packaging because it's way different. As far as I know, those figures have only been like in South America and stuff like that, south of America usually. I don't really know anybody else that's got those. And then the other figures are these, the European versions. So if you see the difference here, it doesn't say new for 20 or new for 21, it's just blank, and then it has the European writing here. So sometimes these will circulate into America. I don't know if it's overstock or what, but I couldn't find Faker or Merman anywhere. And the only ones I found was the European version in the stores. So these are the only two European ones I have. The reason why Merman says LOP, it stands for Lords of Power. So there's actually two Mermans. So they have a couple variations, like I said, with Evil Lyn here. This is the variation of the 200X, and then this is the original. The Lords of Power, they actually have one for Beastman as well. This is like the original, I guess it's the original sculpt for Merman. So they released the original Merman plus the original. So He-Man was originally going to be called like Lords of Power, I believe, if I remember correctly. And they had, I think, maybe 5 or 6 figures, and I think only 2 have came out so far. I think just Merman and Beastman. So we have that there. That kind of explains the most common questions people are wondering between, you know, why does Evil Lyn have a sticker there? Why does Merman have a sticker there? Why do some of them have different writing here instead of saying retro play? Why don't they have the number in the corner? And that's really why. So I'm almost done with Wave 1. Wave 1 is harder to find. The reason being is because they came out during COVID and they had bad distribution. I believe only Walmart was getting them. Going back to what I was saying about the stores, check Target first because they usually have sales. The rotation of characters in stores have been very different in different locations and different cities, different countries. It seems like Canada and Europe is getting the newer waves quicker than America does. So, for instance, the newer wave right now that's out is Anti-Eternia He-Man, Horde Trooper, and Clawful and Sunman. I've only seen this at one store, and that was a Target. And they just happened to have all 4 of them, and I grabbed 3 of them. The only reason why I didn't get Sunman is because the card was really, really bent. But I haven't seen these figures anywhere else, and they've been out for quite a while in Canada and everything, for maybe a month or 2 at least, and I haven't seen them anywhere else. So Target seems to have sometimes figures, if you're looking for the older figures first, let's say if you just started collecting in 2022, I would suggest if you only have a certain amount of money and you see a bunch of figures at the store, try to get the ones that are the oldest. And sometimes even certain waves like this wave here, you can't find anywhere really, at least in my area. So in that aspect, you might want to grab these. So it's kind of a toss-up. Today I got Buzzsaw Hordak, the Deluxe edition. They have the Deluxe, and then they have the regular one over here. So both of these, I never saw Hordak in an actual store. I had to get them from a vintage toy store, which I said I paid $25 for. Today I kind of paid a lot extra for Hordak. Paid $35 for him, but he's in mint condition, and I put him in a case. Now, when I first started collecting, I did see Hordak on the shelves, and these deluxe figures usually don't last very long. They seem to be a lower print, lower quantity made, and they seem to go pretty fast. Right now, Terraclaw Skeletor is in the stores. I'm doing this at night, so it's kind of dark in my house here. One of my light bulbs are burned out above me too. And right now, currently, Flying Fist He-Man is on the shelves. I haven't seen these 2 figures at any stores except Meyer. So Meyer is good sometimes for getting the deluxe figures, but again, it all depends on your location, really. I've got I saw a Ram Man at Meyer, and I missed out on that. I also missed out on Hordak when he was at Walmart because I bought a different figure. Sometimes these things are just too much money. On average, we're getting close to almost $20 per figure for these. After inflation came and gas prices went up, this new wave is now like $18 for the single. And then the deluxes are usually between 20 and 23. So today I paid 35 for Hordak. He was the only one the vintage toy store had. Some of these other figures are a little bit easier to find. I'm still seeing Clamp Champs. I'm still seeing Mosquitoes on a shelf. So like I said, it depends kind of on the location too. I've taken drives to entire sections of my state. I covered like all of Northeast Ohio one day, and altogether it was about 9 hours driving. And I was having fun doing it. What I would do is I would go on MapQuest. I would find all the Walmarts, Targets, and Meyers within a path or direction of the major cities, and then I would go in a circle, find, put all the stores in order of what I was going to visit, and circle around back to my house, like Jen Psaki. And that was fun until gas prices shot through the roof. But right now, with this new line, I'm not seeing really any newer figures out besides these three, and then they're stuck on some of the overstock that isn't selling right now, really, which would be, right now I'm seeing a lot of Fistos, a lot of Stratos. There's two versions of the Stratos. This is the variant. Somebody called him Stripper Stratus, which is pretty funny because of what he's wearing. But if you remember the original, I got the originals up here. I just kind of wanted to put them on display, so I threw them in my living room up here. See if I can find where the original is. I know he's missing his head. Oh, there he is. So this is the color of the original Stratus. Now these figures up here, these are the ones from the 1980s I had as a kid. So here's like the original Hordak and Buzz Off, and we can get into exclusives too. So Triclops, they released him, but you'll probably never find him because of scalpers. So a lot of these figures you're not going to find online. You're not going to find because of scalpers. And then they have exclusives. So Triclops came out in two different colors. Again, this is the original from the 80s. I'm just using them because I don't have the 2000 version. 2021, I think it is. But they made this color version, and then they made one with a lighter color version. It's a Mattel exclusive. So Mattel has been selling exclusives on their website, and you pre-order them, and they sell out really fast. They just had an exclusive come out. I forgot what his name was. I want to say Keldor, but I know it's not Keldor because this is Keldor over here. But it was kind of one of those janky looking characters, but it sold out within, I don't know, an hour or something. The pre-order sold out, so it's really hard getting those. And then the scalpers get them, and then you have to pay, $100 or something ridiculous. So, kind of losing my voice here. Sorry about that. So I'll just fly through what I have here, and then we'll end the video at that. So we got the Skeletor, and then Scareglow. If you notice, he's kind of like an evil ghost of Skeletor, and he glows in the dark, but the same sculpt almost. He-Man. There's also two different. There's a He-Man, Skeletor, and then I think there's a vintage sculpt, He-Man and Skeletor. I think that's what they're called. And they look almost the same. except the other He-Man, his hair is just slightly different, but you can't really tell. So those you probably have to get online. Man at Arms, he's a hard one to find. I had to buy him from the vintage toy store as well. I think I paid $25. So like I said, the two variations of Evelyn, Hordak, Faker, which is basically He-Man, the variant Merman, Webster, Eternian Goddess. I got lucky and I found this at Target. They must have had one they put on the shelf late or something. Sorceress, she's one of the ones that are currently out now. Buzz Off is kind of one of the ones that's currently out now. Sorceress, her colors is one of my favorite colors. The thing I really like about this line is these colors really like pop. The paint has really changed a lot since the 80s. So over here we have just the few deluxe ones, like I was saying. Got Mosquito, Clamp Champ, Flying Fist He-Man, Terrorclaw Skeletor. There's also Battle Armor He-Man and Battle Armor Skeletor. I only seen those at the store for maybe like a week, and after those sold out, I never seen them again. So yeah, those sold out pretty quick. Even these two sold out pretty quick. And like I said, I only know one Meijer location that actually has them in stock. Right now, Walmart, I haven't seen deluxe figures at Walmart in like 3 months or so. Walmart kind of has an overstock right now of certain figures. Hordak Deluxe, and these are the 3 newer ones, which is so far, I think, one of my favorite waves. Clawful. He's a lot, seems a lot brighter than the original. I really like the paint on him. And this line is really popular. There's a lot of people that are opening these and not just collecting them. There's a lot of fathers that buy one for themselves and then one for their kid, and then they usually open both of them. Or there's some people that'll buy 2 and they'll open one and keep the other sealed. I would say, like, if you're a person that opens these and actually plays with them or displays them out of case, do the collectors a favor and leave us the vintage cards, because if you're just going to toss the card out, save that for us, because it's really hard for us to find some of these in good condition. Mostly the corners are bent here on these. You get a corner bent or something from shipping. It's really hard to find the deluxes in good shape. Most common problem I see with the deluxes are box cutters cutting the actual product. So that kind of sucks. And down here is Fisto, Stratus, and Jisu's been kind of stocking the shelf. He's been warm. They call him a shelf warmer. So we get into kind of the double packs here, which is like we have Keldor and Origins Cronus, and they have kind of a lot of these at Target. They're not selling very well. Eternian Palace Guard is kind of interesting. I don't really see him at very many places, but I did see him at Big Lots. So Big Lots seems to be one of the only people that really carry Eternian Palace Guard. He has been at other stores, but if you can't find him, try Big Lots, and you might find him there. Because nobody knows that he's there. Nobody knows that Big Lots is carrying him. So Eternian Palace Guard was $20, but it was in good condition, so I grabbed it. So today also I seen the Castle of Grayskull, which was going for about $100. It's the first time I saw it in the store, and it's actually in a pretty slim box compared to what it looks like when you put it together. So here we got, we'll just call them vehicles, but they're more like pets and vehicles. These are a lot lot more in price compared to the figures. They seem to kind of have an overstock sometimes of some of these. Some of these are harder to find. Right now, Land Shark and Wind Raider is pretty hard to find. I still see Panther, Battle Cat starting to get harder to find. And then the Battlefield Warriors, that's Battle Cat and He-Man over here. Some of these are exclusives. So that's an exclusive to Target. The Keldor that was in the other room, I believe that's an exclusive to Target. And this Panther here that says Realistic Fur, I believe this is an exclusive to Walmart. And it'll say Collector's Edition on here. And this looks like the original. It's got the realistic fur, they call it, which it's not very realistic, in my opinion. It's kind of foamy. But compared to the other one, you see it's kind of like a hard plastic, really. So, this is just the standalone Battle Cat. And then you have the Battle Cat and the Battle Armor He-Man, which is pretty cool combination there. What I did is I waited Target. I wasn't gonna get these the vehicles at all because of the price. They're usually anywhere from $35 to, I believe that's $50, and that was just way too much for me. Trying to get all the figures and the vehicles together, and then I seen Target started putting these on sale. So if you're watching this video now, Target and Meijer has been having sales on and off, trying to unload on these, probably to start bringing in the newer waves. They probably don't want to bring in newer waves until these sell. So I got kind of lucky here with Land Shark. Land Shark and Wind Raider have been hard to find, and I got them both on sale, I believe for $10 a piece. I got Panther for like $10. I think I got Battle Cat for $10. This other Panther I paid full price for, and that's only because it was the collector's edition. I didn't know how long it was going to be on the shelf, so I just paid the full price. That Battle Armor He-Man down here, I believe the original price is like $45 or something. With tax, it comes to like $50, and I ended up getting it on sale for, I think it was like $25 or something. So as soon as it was on sale, I fucking grabbed it right away. And the vehicles are kind of hard to get in mint condition. These ones are pretty damn close to mint, I would say. But you know, Land Shark being hard to find. Make sure I don't say Mud Shark. That'll get me banned. You can see, like, the problem with these is you usually have like little nicks on the corner here like that. You know, and up here too. But I figured since I didn't have it and it was on clearance, I'd get it anyways. So usually stuff like that I'll nitpick about if a corner is a little white like that. But since it was only $10, I was like, you know, screw it. Yeah, this one ain't too bad, but it's got a little bit of a crease in the corner. But pretty much those are pretty good mint. Oh, this is the one that kind of annoyed me. Do you see the crinkle in the plastic here on Battle Cat? So, and then the corner is a little bit worn out there. So this is one of the ones that was on sale that I figured I'll just buy it on sale with the little defect there, and you know, from like, if these end up being worth something in the future, being worth a lot of money in the future, something I've noticed with, like, let's say old G.I. Joe figures is little flaws like that doesn't knock the price down too much. If I had them AFA graded, and let's say they're 30 or 40 years old and they become really collectible, something like that wouldn't stop somebody from paying a good price for them. But I don't really plan on ever selling my collection. Like I said, upstairs I got an entire room of other toys. I just kind of have these downstairs right now because they're new and I want them on display. Usually I keep my toys away from light. This is just my guest bedroom, but as you can see, I usually block light out. There's a window there and then one there. So it's pretty dark in here, you know, not much sunlight comes in. But these in general too, they're kind of out of the way of sunlight. Sunlight is very bad for your figures. You see, I only kind of keep this window open in the living room. I generally keep it pretty dark in here. And that window there is the only other one that I kind of keep open. That one's closed, 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 closed. And then we got Miguel Myers here, Michael Myers' Mexican cousin. But that's it for the old He-Man collection. So if you're a collector and you really want to kind of collect them like the way I do, it's hard to find these plastic cases. Usually people are overcharging for them. The price of plastic has went up. But if you really want to protect your figures, you just have to browse around and find who has them left. But one thing about these single case plastic things, they're usually called, you can call them like Protect cases or clamshells or whatever the hell you want to call them. One thing about these, and I've noticed this for other figures I bought them for too, is they don't always fit very good. They come in two pieces. The back, you can see these ones are Protect. There's a small lid on the back and it snaps to the front. Usually when you buy a case of these, they get bent mostly on the bottom. So what I do is I take a piece of tape and they have little snap sections here, little ridges here. I don't know if you could see it, like in the corner. You see a little notch there? That's how they snap together. And what I do is I just take a little piece of tape and put it in all the main little areas there. This way, like, say if I pick this up, the shell isn't going to open up and the figure fall out and fall and get bent because I've got tape on it. So it kind of makes sure that those are held together. As for the deluxe cases here, there was one person making them. They made like a limited quantity of them, and then they sold out pretty fast. So for myself, I bought like a lot. I bought about $100 worth of these, just so if I buy any figures in the future, I'll have cases for them. And then when they're all done with the line, I'll probably sell the extra cases to people who need them. Yeah, these cases are actually a lot better if you can actually find them. They're not Protect. I don't remember who made them. Maybe Mylon, I think it is. But these came out really good. Only a couple of them were really bent a little bit, but they weren't like too bad. So we're hitting the half-hour mark, so I'm gonna end this video on that.